And now for something completely different.
Put a fork in it, ladies and gentlemen. These market rallies are soon to be topping and about to die.
Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead!
Guys, we need to talk about the TA. We need to talk about the market space. We got France reporting decades high inflation. We got Spain reporting decades high inflation. Spain at 10.8%. France at 6.1%. We got Argentina at 71%. The Eurozone as a whole, the highest inflation since World War II. The US at 8.5%. Food prices alone up 13%, over 13% for last month. 43-year high acceleration in food prices. Everything is coalescing. The market will slowly churn its way down. Don't be fooled by the uber bullishness, watching business news, watching the media, watching perma bulls. Guys, this is about protecting your money, growing your money, and being successful in trading, being successful in life. Because at the end of the day, passion, love, that gives you what you want, but money gives you optionality. We all know that. That's why we all play this game. So let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. The DXY, what are we expecting? The markets are pretty flat. It's a big retail week for reporting. Everything's fractionally up or down, but it's a big retail week. We've got Walmart reporting tomorrow. They've already forecasted problems. They're considered a bellwether for the consumer because they sell everything. They're a supermarket, they're a hardware store, they're a clothing store, they're everything, right? And then Target comes out Wednesday. So you got to watch these two. I do think the markets will start to top off this week, and we can potentially see our move down begin to happen as well, maybe this week or early next week. So looking at the DXY, you guys know the concept here. The DXY, strong dollar, inflows coming into the dollar, prettiest girl at an ugly dance, okay? This is what the DXY is, the US dollar. This is a basket of currencies measured against the US dollar. If you look at this, we got a double bottom action here. We have our Wyckoff structure we talked about yesterday. We've got our down thrust getting our sign of strength. Let's go ahead and get a fib wave projection for where this could go. And let's go ahead and pull this down. You are looking at the DXY going to FI at 107.689, bringing you back to the top of this GANFAN channel if it chooses to come up to this level. And again, we're going to look at this structure because you could be beginning to do a larger macro double bottom off this, right? So we'll see how this plays out. So you have a smaller double bottom right here, moving the structure back up. We'll see if this plays out this way. If you continue to rise up, I do anticipate the dollar going up. We're already at highs that we have not seen since the dot-com crash. As long as the Fed keeps raising rates and doesn't pivot, it's going to be bad for the metals and it's going to be strong for the dollar. At some point, they will pivot, ladies and gentlemen. And I know we talk about this all the time. And men, women, much smarter than me, have very different opinions on some of these issues. I don't think the Fed will pivot until something breaks. And by breaks, I mean something in the marketplace. I mean the market's dumping because they can't handle the high interest rate, or the credit market freezing up. Something will happen that will force the Fed to cut. They will not cut when you're having face ripper rallies and you have what they consider strong employment. Red hot employment is the terminology that Powell used, okay? So they're going to keep raising rates, and because it's a lagging indicator, taking 6 months to a year to work its way into the system, at some point, something's going to snap, the markets are going to drop, and you're going to see that. And we look at these confluences for key resistance points, guys. So this would be bad for the markets if this continues its rise back up, which I expect it will. You get some resistance up here at 107, but I think this is going to come up to 107.689. Looking at oil, oil is dropping. I threw a blue trend line down here, right? I always like simple TA when possible. Clear downtrend in oil, had that top up there about 130, bouncing again off the 300, still bouncing off this 45 angle on GAN as well. So what is this? I get a lot of people asking me about commodities. Well, why isn't oil higher? Because of inflation. Remember too, before the crashes, oil spikes up. It's a cyclical indicator of recessions. We had oil spike up for .com. We had oil spike up for 2008. these last two crashes, we spiked up to 130. Now, the difference here is we also have a conflict in Europe. We have supply crunches. We have the U.S. releasing strategic reserves, which is kind of flooding the market. The real test for oil and nat gas is going to come in the winter. You already have Germany, the third largest economy in the world, rationing energy, okay? So I do think oil will have another rise. Will it go back to 130? I don't know, but I do think it's going to come off of wherever it falls to. Right now, hovering at 89, could come down to 80 at the 1 fib, but I'm going to be looking for longs when this thing looks like it's making a bottom, starts going sideways in Wyckoff accumulation, and I'm going to play it that way. I'll be sharing that with you guys as well. Covering the metals really quickly, guys, looking at the metals, look at the beauty of fibs. We talked about this yesterday. I expect gold and silver to retrace. Gold fell down, landed right at 1773.05. The fib is 1773.28. The magic of fibs. I don't anticipate gold having too much upside here. Again, this is the 618 on the speed resistance fan. 1830 is kind of my top here. You could come up here and come down. You could come up here and come down. I'll be looking for shorts on gold, shorts on silver when the time comes. 15% up move here. Guys, I trade these commodities on SimpleFX. Link in the video description. Double bonus with our link up to $5,000. We have a Telegram special going on. If you guys want to join our Telegram for trades, that's half off. Follow the instructions in the video description. Message Lee, talk to Lee or Yotza. They'll give you the details. It's half off. And if you want to trade with us, check out our Discord, the join button underneath the YouTube video that you are watching. Professional traders, 11,000 people in the room. Let's go ahead and look at some other things here. Let's go to Bitcoin, guys. You know, I'm not going to spend too much time on Bitcoin right here because nothing's changed since yesterday's update. But you're still struggling at the 233 on the weekly. That 27.5, 28K, this is an ascending line, so you have some room here. This is kind of your ceiling, your first target. We see this on the daily time frame. But this descending trend line lines up beautifully with that GAN 45. Looking at 27, 28K. Guys, why am I bullish near term on Bitcoin? I know it's confusing for some people that don't watch every video, right? The world can be a very confusing place. Why am I bullish near term on Bitcoin? Because of market symmetry. Look where the 200, 233 is. Let's go ahead and get a measurement of this on the daily time frame, okay? Let's get a measurement of this from this candle. Your 200, 233 is roughly, what is it? I can't see it. 33% away. You're 33% away on the daily time frame. Now, understanding this is a risk asset, meaning if money's going to flow into this asset from the big players in the marketplace, they got to feel good. They got to feel safe. A return to what they consider to be a bull market in equities, that would help them feel safe. And look at the symmetry. So you got a 33% move to get up to this number, which I'm not saying we can get there. You guys know my targets. We have to break out in this volatility compression pattern, okay? You have your cup, you have your volatility compression waves. As you guys know, the tightest volatility since the beginning of the bull run. We have that target at 27.5, the 1618 at 29K. Two primary targets, and then we can talk about that 33% move up to that level. But look how far away you are on the daily, and if you flip to the indices, guys, this is your 200. This is your 1618, 33.9. This is the Dow. You are kissing it right now. Market symmetry, but wait, that's just the Dow, right? S&P, here's your 1618, 4271. Here's your 200. Notice none of these are 33% away. Here's your 200. You are very close to coming up to kiss this as well. They all pump to their 1618 off their double bottom structure, their chameleon pattern, my pattern. They've all pumped off of this pattern, and they are making tops this week, guys. I think the topping structure is going to start taking place. They have to reach this. You can see some overspill. We talk about this all the time in these marketplaces. You can see overspill above the resistance, but eventually they all top out and they will fall down in a primary downtrend. The downtrend has not changed despite what people may say on YouTube or the media. The economics in the world are getting worse. They're not getting better. Jamie Dimon just held a teleconference call with, the article said, wealthy clients. He gave numbers around what he thinks is going to happen to the economy. Jamie Dimon said 30% chance a hard recession, up to a 30% chance for something worse than a hard recession, and then another 20 to 30% chance for something bad, but not as bad as the other two options. Okay, so when you do the math, that doesn't equal 100%. So he was giving ranges of 20 to 30. He probably meant 33%. But either way, it's just kind of funny that the wealthy clients of Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, the wealthy clients get to talk to the CEO, and he has minions out there. If you watch CNBC, he has them out there sounding bullish. Oh, this is the time you want to start looking at tech. You want to look at growth. Yes, this could be the return to the bull market. And the CEO of JP Morgan, basically, regardless of how he does the percentages, over better than a 50% chance either a hard recession or something worse is coming. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Be aware that this is an industry based on sales. We know Jill's spending too much money with inflation, right? She's getting killed like everybody else. Food costs are up 20 to 30%. So everybody's getting killed. But at the same time, these banks, these funds have to be able to say to you, hey, Jill, I know you're struggling with inflation. You know what would help out with that? Give us some money so we can buy these great, excellent products here in the equities market like the ARK or some Coinbase stock, or maybe some MicroStrategy stock, things that have been beat up 70, 80%, they're gonna make you more money. But what they don't tell you is that you're near the top of the markets, the fork is being stuck in, and they're going to turn back around. The NASDAQ rallying 20+%, 7 times back in the last .com crash, okay? Just be aware of that. It's a sales game, guys. You're not gonna go to a Porsche dealership and they're gonna brag about how much better BMW is. They wanna sell you a Porsche. So understand that when you're listening to the experts. Looking at the NASDAQ, guys, again, going back to market symmetry, I got sidetracked there. Going back to market symmetry, your 200 is up here. You pump to the 1618. The Russell, you're at your 200, just above it. You pump to the 1618. This is why I think Bitcoin can still move up even to these lower level targets, which is still a great move, especially with leverage. And if it does want to come up to its 200, like the other markets all have, massive move, right? This is why I have a trade on here with this volatility compression pattern for Bitcoin to move up. Now, Bitcoin is on a clock. These other markets are topping. They will begin to top this week, okay? If they start topping, Bitcoin can move up. If they start rolling, man, Bitcoin better start moving up quicker, because if they start rolling down, we know how closely Bitcoin tracks to the Russell, both making their all-time highs within 36 hours of each other. And we know Bitcoin moves at a 2.0 beta to the NASDAQ since January. So I want Bitcoin to start making some progress soon, make us all feel a little bit safer. Let's flip over to ETH real quick, guys, and we'll wrap this up. Ethereum, your 200, your 150 are just above you. Ethereum doing its pullback. You want to see it do this pullback. You can see a little bit better on the 4-hour time frame. Came right down to the fib support at 1887. You want to see it hold this structure. Again, bullish structures in Ethereum, bullish structures in Bitcoin. Let's look at the let's look at the volatility. I don't remember what it is here on Ethereum, and we'll wrap this up on the daily time frame. You're a little bit expanded. Well, you're still contracted, but it's a little bit expanded. It moved up quicker than Bitcoin in a way as far as the relative volatility for it, but you're still contracted. You want to see it like this, okay? So this might be some more time. It has to pull back down, hold that trading range, and then look for a move up. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Another update coming tomorrow and another news update as well. Have a fantastic Monday, everybody. Take care.